Good morning, Linda. How you doing? Looks like you might have froze up on me. I don't know if you can hear me or not. There we go. So we are live. It looks like we're having some technical difficulties here. I don't know what they are. Yes, tells me we're having trouble connecting, so I'm not sure if we are actually broadcasting.
I've been there
Are you
twice.
there?
That's interesting. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
been here twice. So
yeah. So having some interesting technical difficulties here.
it says
I
I'm
have no
using
idea what's going on.
significant memory. So I don't know if it's going to throw me out again or not. I might have to join
Oh,
from my phone.
it says you're using significant. I don't have significant memory anymore, so so
Evidently, I'm
so
using more than my brain or my computer allows. So,
yeah, yeah, right. So, and
you know,
I'm at a
we have those kind of days, don't we?
we do, and that's kind of we're talking about your book club that starts tonight at 7 Eastern, right?
Yep.
Yeah, on resilience. There's a link in the YouTube comments. Pick that up and join the club tonight. Is there a charge on that, Linda?
It's $27. This is the inaugural, and I just, it's not to get rich on it. It's to
Yeah,
spread some information and
yeah, and cover the cost of supplies and stuff. So
yeah.
it's really you know we've talked over the last couple of weeks talked a lot about resilience, but just look at today, getting on. Okay, I got we schedule this every Wednesday. I got a last minute schedule change, so I'm actually at Port Tampa Bay in our office, server room, storage room, and overall general purpose room in the terminal, and we just have to adapt.
It's so true. And when you think about it, what came to mind for me this morning for some reason, and I never used to watch the show, but my son always talks about this bit, was on Friends when they're trying to get the couch out and they're yelling pivot. And
Oh, yeah,
and and nobody knows what they mean by pivot. Everybody's going the wrong way. And that's kind of how life is. So you just have to kind of figure it out as you go.
yeah, yeah,
And, there were times when what we went through just to get this going this morning, I would have said, okay, we'll just do it a different day.
yeah. But
And,
it's real. It's real life. This is what happens, and if yeah, we're live, and so and stuff happens, and looks like Linda may have froze up a little bit, so we'll see what happens there. But we're gonna keep going on talking about resilience. Linda mentioned pivoting, and it is so critical to be able to change directions. That's what a pivot is.
and it's not always something physical. There's a
Right.
mental pivot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think physically we pivot pretty well. I think it's the mental pivots that we have a hard time with.
Right.
Because we get our mind so set on not just the outcome we're looking for, but doing it in the way we think it has to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to give up the goal, but you might have to alter the path a little bit to get there.
Yeah. And that's the mental side of it is one of the toughest things, and that's what both of us deal with is that those mindset changes and things that have to be done and have to take place in order to grow and to go forward. And And so tonight you're starting on resilience. Um, uh, um, and the title of the book is on resilience.
When you're too often stupid to quit.
Oh, she froze up again. So,
It's yeah, it's
it's
just
got a really,
it's a toolkit. And I don't know if I'm stuck or you're stuck. So, Sam, I'm gonna hop out and I'm gonna hop back in on my phone.
coach teacher when it comes to things on resilience and self-care and things like that. So, so we were talking about the book title, Linda.
Yeah, it's on resilience when you're too effing stupid to quit. And we're resilient in so many ways that we don't even think about, you know?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times we think of as resilience as being something negative, you're resilient through negative things, but
Right.
you're resilient through all sorts of things. And when you look, the example I think of is like a baby learning to walk
Mm-hmm.
or to crawl. They don't stop until,
No.
until they get it. And that's a very joyful thing. That's not a, it's grit and determination. And boy, if you want to see the definition of resilience, look at that Kelsey lady that rode from
Right.
California to Hawaii. That's still just
Yeah.
absolute.
That blows my mind, that type of thing. The resilience when you put it in the light of a baby learning to crawl or to walk, and I just went through that with my great granddaughter, and they're persistent. They continue, and it's like they get it in their mind. Oh, I can do this. I rolled over. I'm up on all fours. There's a toy over there that I want, whatever. And so they continue on. They keep going, keep going, keep going. And that's, and they will fall. They will fall. I don't know anybody who has kids has always had the issue of them falling down, hitting their head on the coffee table when they're learning to walk.
That's just it. It's how bad do you want it?
Yep.
How dedicated are you? And little kids have so much resilience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They want what they want, especially when you get them in their 2s and 3s.
Yep.
They don't understand the word no.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, we lose that as we get older.
Yeah, we do.
And think about it, by the time we're even in our teens, I'm not saying you don't ever hear the word no, but how do you respond to the word no? Now, there are certain things that no means no,
Mm-hmm.
and that's totally how it should be
Right.
approached. But there's other things that no might just mean not right now, or maybe not
Right.
in this form.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think as we get older, we just think no is no, and we walk away and we call it done. And
Yeah.
we miss out and lose out on so much when we do that.
Yeah, and I think part of that, I think back in raising the kids and stuff like that, and you tell them no, maybe it should have been from time to time should have been no, not now, or maybe later, or whatever, little bit of different terminology, but they do need to learn the word no. And it's funny with my great granddaughter, watching her, she heads to the stairs. And she has her own way of getting up and down the stairs, and you tell her no, and she turns around and she smiles, and and then she goes right up the stair, and so, but it's really funny to watch them. I was mentioning anybody who has kids has the kid has probably at some point in time fallen, hit their head on a coffee table, hit their head on a something, you know, fallen down while they're trying to learn how to crawl and how to walk. And it's as adults, if we could have that same type of resiliency when at work and in our interpersonal relationships. And, you know, and I sometimes I think that's where we lose it more than anything else, is in our interpersonal relationships. And we are not as willing. We're not as willing to, what's the word? Be accepting. What word I'm looking for here?
I think some of it is we might not be willing to compromise.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you hear a lot in the business world right now about how compromise is bad. And I don't necessarily go with that.
Right. Right.
Compromise, it's not bad, depending on what the compromise is, who, what's going on, what's involved. But life is a series of compromises.
It is.
Because we can't always get everything we want. We just can't.
Yeah. And the compromise, when there are some things that you and I both have that we know there's no compromise. Mm-hmm. Some of our ideals, some of our standards, some of our business ideas and stuff like that. On the other hand, you're right. There has to be compromise in a lot of areas. And I think that we can look at our own country and our own political deal right now. There's no compromise. And that, over our lifetime, we have seen that deteriorate, and it's probably gotten worse in the last 20 years. But, growing up, they had the political infighting, but they came to a compromise. They worked it out. And so people get the idea that there has to be a hard line. This is the way it is. This is the way it is. This is the way it is. And so you get, I don't know a better term for it, but a stiff neck. And now
we draw that line in the sand and we refuse. And I also think that we didn't just used to compromise, but we collaborated, which meant each side gives a little to come up with something that works better for everyone overall as a whole.
Yeah.
And I don't see a lot of that in the headline. Nobody's focusing on that. Now, I know that there are groups and people working together to have that happen, but nobody wants to talk about it because they don't want to talk about that stuff. They want to talk about all the fighting,
all the negative,
all the negative. And so we're kind of at that point where, do we give up or do we work to get things back together? Because we're not strong as a country if we're this divided.
Yeah.
And
no,
it leaves us very open to a lot of things that we don't want.
Right.
And so when you relate that back to resilience, I think a lot of our resilience comes from what are we willing to fight for.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
And because it's not easy. There's nothing easy about being resilient.
No. Here you can compare it. The physical comparison would be a paperclip and a rubber band. They both do the same things. They hold things together, right? A paperclip is really restricted in what it can hold together and how much, whereas a rubber band is going to stretch. It's going to be resilient. It's going to, and then when you're all done with it, it comes back to where it started, right? And so whereas paperclip, once you get a paperclip bent out of shape, it's bent out of shape, like a lot of people, they, uh, uh, it's just one of those, we have to look at being bent out of shape in life is no fun.
No, but here's the other thing. A paper clip can be bent out of shape on purpose
Mm-hmm.
to become a different kind of tool.
Yeah, unlocks doors.
I can't tell you how many times when Randy
Yep,
was a kid, we had to
yep,
we had to unlock doors with the paper
yep,
clip because he got himself locked in or locked out
yep,
or something.
yep.
And
You can use it as a screwdriver if you need
yeah,
to. Yep,
you can use them for a lot of things. I've
yep.
used them for you chain them together and you make something. You can hang stuff up. You can do all
Yeah,
sorts of
hmm,
things with them.
yeah.
Um,
It's a different type of resilience.
it is. It's a resilience in effort, and I would say it's a resilience in creativity.
Yeah, hmm, hmm,
And I
yeah,
guarantee you, if you give a group of 8 or 9 year olds like paper clips, binder clips, a bunch of stuff, and just
mhm.
ask them to make something,
They
they
will.
don't even have
Yep,
to think. And you do
yeah,
that to adults, and we are so, all we see is a paper clip, a binder clip, a rubber band. We don't
mhm,
see the possibilities.
mhm,
And that's one of the things I miss from when I was doing the STEM classes with the kids with the Legos. Oh my gosh.
mhm.
You just dump Legos on a table and the stuff they would come up with. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah.
they see the possibility. They don't
Mhm.
see they don't see bricks.
Right,
They
right.
see they see finished things and then they put them together.
Hmm. Yeah,
And to me, the mind of a child is very resilient.
yeah,
It has
yeah.
to
It
be
is.
because it's growing and it's absorbing and it's learning and it's experimenting and it's all the
Mhm.
things that as adults we forget how to do.
Right, right. And they build on the experiences as we do, but they are not as locked into, oh, that's the end result.
Right.
Like you say, pour the Legos out. And yesterday we built a car. Well, you know, the car is not the end result. What are we going to build today? And they will come up with something different, you
Right.
know?
And if what you built yesterday you didn't take it apart before you put them away, the kids are just in there ripping it apart. They don't even see it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like, oh,
yeah, exactly.
I just need this piece. So everything comes apart,
Yep, for one piece. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I love the elasticity part of
Mhm.
resilience.
Yeah, yeah.
Being able to stretch, and that's part of our human condition.
Hmm, hmm.
Testing our boundaries, testing
Yep,
our limits. Yeah, you
yep.
don't want to go so far that you're a danger to
Right.
yourself or others, but that's where the growth is in
Hmm,
the
hmm.
resilience of just keep coming back and just keep trying. And so one of the things we're going to do in the book club is we're going to look at, what does resilience mean to you? I think everybody has a little bit different definition because of how
Hmm,
it shows
hmm.
up in their life.
Right.
And as the next few weeks goes on, we're going to just look at some of the different tools and how to determine which tools maybe you should try, which ones work for you, which ones don't work for you. And you certainly don't have to do them all at once. Oh,
Right.
heavens, no.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And so that starts tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern.
Yep,
There's a link in the comments. Jump on and sign up for that. It's very inexpensive, and it's what, 4 weeks?
4 weeks. So we start
Okay.
tonight, the next 4 Wednesdays. And, you know, just kind of, put your toe in the water, see what you
Yep.
think.
Yep.
And, I'd love to hear how, after we go through this round, what differences people are seeing.
Right. Right. And now you're building a community around this also, correct?
Yes, there is the community that comes with the book. The book club is also gets you into that community. And
The idea behind
And
it
we're losing it.
is, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on my phone. I'm hoping it won't cut out again.
Yeah.
um, my voice might be fading. Part of being resilient is understanding that you don't have to do it by yourself.
Right. Right.
And so the whole point behind the community is to let people see that they may feel alone in their struggles or in their whatever challenge or growth they're going through right now, but logically they know that they're not, and I want them to see that there are other people that are
Mhm.
growing and stretching and doing the thing just like they are, and it's a place where they can get together and support each other, and I'm there to help with that.
Right. Right. It's interesting when you talk about community because when we are coaching individuals and working with even in a mastermind type situation, um, sometimes we isolate to the point that um, and we just isolate. And
Mhm.
I was reminded last night in a coaching situation that in this particular arrangement, we've both done that. We've isolated. So it's hard to explain. We realized that we were so structured that I'm trying to describe the situation without giving away who it is, but the structure became the coaching time.
Ah,
Okay. And
gotcha.
so, and both of us realized that last night. And I'm like, how did we get off like this? But part of that is familiarity,
Right.
you know, and when you coach, mentor, and teach, you can become more familiar with the person, and then sometimes that familiarity just it really messes things up. Anyway, um,
Well, we kind of put our expectations in instead of
yeah.
um, allowing for whatever growth needs to happen.
Mhm.
And I think even for people that really love structure, we have to remember that too much structure dampens growth. It
Yep.
restricts the growth. And
Yep.
so
Yep.
we just have to, doesn't mean you have to do it all at once, but
Right. Right.
we have to be willing to do it a step at a time and work with
Yeah.
that. And again, that's where the resilience comes in. You could have said, "Oh, well, this isn't working anymore."
Right. Right. Right.
And instead, it's okay, now we see how it's not working. What do we do to make
What
it
do we do? Yeah.
better?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I
Yeah.
think
We
that's
can
an
work.
important part of that.
It is. It is. So tonight, seven
Tonight,
o'clock. Um, Sign up through the link. 4 weeks. We're going to talk about resilience, and the community aspect of it to me is very exciting because, um, my favorite book says, "Where two or more are gathered,
mm,
there am I also." But where two or more are gathered, that is when the creative juices get flowing and people can really truly learn, and you're not um, um, my mind's not working very well today. You're in a safe area. You're in a safe environment,
yeah,
and
no
that
judgment, no
no
judgment.
judgment. Right, right. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm
Linda,
Yeah, I'm excited to have everybody in, and even if you haven't bought the book yet, join the book club, and we'll go through it, and I think you'll get a lot from it.
yep.
That's my hope. That's my aim.
So we will see you all tonight at 7 o'clock. The link is in the comments, and we hope to see you all there.
Awesome.
So, Linda, we've had to be resilient today. So
yeah, my computer said I'm done. So it's
yeah,
taking a little rest.
yeah, there you go. So, all right. So we will see you all tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll see you then, Linda.
All right. Have a good one,
All
everybody.
right.